Hi guys, we are back
with a bang,
and we have missed you.
We have. It's been 2 whole weeks.
It's been 2 whole weeks. I hope you have missed us as well. Right?
Mm.
Yes. So we have come up with this video to talk about relationships, and I hope you won't get tired like us. I think we have talked about relationships for so long when we were in campus, after campus, right now when you're adults. Yeah, so I hope you won't get tired about talking about relationships. We're going to try to address some of the things that no one told us about relationships,
especially in Christian relationships.
Yes, so I hope you will bear with us, and you can even put in the comment section some of the things that you have learned that you weren't told about Christian relationships.
Yeah. So where do we start?
I think for me I'll start with my first my expectations of what Christian relationships would look like. I think when we were taught about relationships being for marriage, I thought this is a Christian, I'm a Christian, so we won't have any issues, we'll just date and then everything will just be roses and flowers and bird singing. But I realized that relationships are work. This person is a Christian, yes, and you're a Christian, yes, but so many things come into play. There's personality differences, there's how you go about conflicts. There's actually now conflict in relationships, because I thought you wouldn't conflict because see, na walk na God,
so mko tu sawa.
Yes, so I wish that is something someone told me, that relationships are work and you have to put in the effort. You have to seek out the better good of each other, so that you're constantly growing in your relationship. So I think for me, that I wish I was told, because I went in thinking things will just magically resolve themselves, or we'll always be happy, there's no arguing, we'll be praying, singing, reading the Bible. Of course kuna hizo, but they are also, this person is a real person, you are a real person, so of course you will conflict, you are from different backgrounds, so a lot will come into play.
Just to add on what you've said, I also had somehow we won't have any issues, and I trusted them too much, because now if this person says is born again, then they have to be as genuine as they say they are Christian. And so that expectation was broken down in the many relationships I was in Christian ones especially. By the way, it's not true. And we are here to actually talk about some of the principles that we wish we knew, or we wish we had from those who have gone before us, the ones who are married or the ones in the relationships.
Because a lot of people tell you about how now to get into the relationship, how pursuit happens, how you respond to the guy or the chick, how you respond to the guy. But no one tells you, now that you're in the relationship, what next? So a lot of the things I think I had to figure out on my own. I'm now in the relationship. And I think one of the things I also had to deal with was community. Because when you start dating, of course you're not supposed to do it alone. I hope you know.
You have to be accountable to someone, and the community is there to help you with that.
So when I got into my first relationship, I thought that meant telling every person who was in my life what was going on in my relationship, which if you're that kind of person, it's okay. But for me, I think it didn't work out, because there are people who are for your relationship, there are people who are not for your relationship, and sadly you will learn through experience and being hurt about it. So I think for me it was also redefining what walking with a community when you're dating looks like, because I had to realize you don't have to tell everyone everything, because you don't owe anyone an explanation for what is happening in your relationship.
The danger is so I've trusted you with my issues in the relationship, and since you're not part of the relationship, it is not your responsibility to go and tell someone else. So there are people really, as she has said, who are not for you. They are really against you, and they're seeing you guys are flourishing, but somehow they're now going to tell everyone within your community as to what is happening in your relationship. And I honestly have learned by mistake, but I think it's important to have people who are unbiased. And once you start the relationship with this guy, from the first don't keep it to yourself. Go to the couple and tell them, this is the person or just mention it to them before you become exclusive. Because what happens is you start a relationship, when you're in problems is when you approach a couple. So this couple has no background information about this guy or this chick, just to say. So they're able to keep you accountable, they're able to work with you the journey of being a better girlfriend or boyfriend to this person. But the other myth or the other belief or expectation was they will just transition to marriage. Not because inaenda lazima ifike tu kwa marriage. But that's a lie. I mean, we are human beings, we are fallen. Hata Christians huanguka. They fall really badly. Yeah,
and I think also to add about the concern about community, I think also find a sober community, people who will give you principles, as opposed to this worked in my relationship so it has to work in your relationship, because I think that will set you up for failure, because what works in maybe Bubu's relationship may not work in mine. So I think also finding people who will give you principles, so that even when things are not going right and maybe you need to get out of that relationship, they will give you sound advice. They won't tell you just remain, in this life there is suffering, because there are people who can tell you that and tell you vumilia to relationships tu ni mashida, but you will hack it.
Nimekumbuka ingine ati you're not patient, you're not extending enough grace to this person. But if there's a series of the flaws that you have mentioned to this person, kama zinaendelea na umse habadiliki, kuna shida. But also if they are changing for themselves, not to keep you. Now there's also that's
where principles come in, because if you get people who are just telling you this did not work for me, which is good, because of course pia kuna patterns and experiences, which is important, but you need to also have principles which will help you go forward in a relationship, so that you're not changing for this person. You're changing because generally this is a truth that needs to be carried out in a relationship for it to thrive and to flourish. Yes, so I think community plays a big part. And I don't know, I think for me I have had wounds from community, but it's not also to say that you do relationships alone, because of course it's better to learn from other people as opposed to you making the mistakes and then learning from your mistakes. So yes, there's a place for community, but be wise about it, how you're choosing the community that you want to work with that in a relationship.
It involves a lot of prayer, because God will give you the wisdom and discernment to know who you're going to pick to work with. The other aspect is how, from my past relationship, when I was not born again, I was in a relationship that I truly worshipped. It was like a god to me. There's that danger, because you can actually find a Christian man who is exactly what you have desired, and it is very easy for you to make this you identify yourself with this relationship. You without Bobo or IMZ without this relationship haezi exist. So I think what I learned is I feel come out many of what so what did I want to say? You can say something.
So I think maybe to tie into what she was saying, I think maybe something I wish someone told me is that relationships will not make you happy, or they will not make you complete. Because I think for the longest time I thought that maybe most of it came from movies, and how you see Cinderella was an Tesla, and then Prince Charming came, and then her life became okay. So I also used to think that relationships would make me happy or complete me. So when I got into a relationship and I made it my all, I made this person my whole universe, it's backfired, because when the relationship ended I felt like I had no joy, no sense of living. Yani mpaka nilikuwa najiuliza kwa nini niko on this earth.
I know.
But relationships will not make you happy. If you get into a relationship thinking it will solve your problems, or it will make you happy, or it will complete you, you'll be very disappointed, because it won't. Because relationships, as we said earlier, at work you're dealing with another complete person with baggage, with family background, with cultural background. So of course you will be rubbing shoulders a lot. So if you think you are unhappy now,
then
you might be more unhappy, because there are more things now to consider in the relationship. So I think that as well, knowing that relationships are not to complete you. Of course they are happy and beautiful because God made them, because they are now the journey to marriage, but they shouldn't be your primary source of joy. So that if you're single, you're okay, you're still okay. Of course kuna hizo siku najua you can relate, you feel, oh my god, I just need someone who I can talk to, someone who I can relate with. But when you're single, you're still okay. There's no problem in being single, because I know sometimes when you have friends who are dating, it can put the pressure on you. Not that your friends are pressuring you, kuna hiyo pia, but when mwenyewe unajipressure ukifeel am I not enough because I do not have someone in my life. But thankfully God did not put that as a standard, whether you're worthy or not. If you're in a relationship, you are just okay the way you are. So you can as well enjoy your singlehood.
And also over the many times I have been, or the many years I have been into relationships, I have learned that it is okay to have that heartbreak, because okay, now this is something that has not happened within our community, where if you're breaking up with someone, tell them why you're breaking up with them, because you get to know the areas of your character that you need to refine or become better about, because wase wanakuachilia tu na wewe utaendelea na this, you'll carry the same mistakes to the next relationship. But just to be, I know it is hard when it's an ex, so the ex remains an ex, but after you've healed, try and find some time and tell this person, these are the issues that I saw, maybe they're the ones you're supposed to work on. So air them out to them. I mean, that's the only way we get to grow. I keep saying we are in a journey of sanctification, and we cannot do it by ourselves. We have to get the help from the community first, from God, and then from the community.
I remember something else I wish someone told me. There have been a connection between you and a guy, or a guy and a chick is not an assurity that you have to date. You can have connections with people and you're just friends. Because I also know there is that pressure when you go tell your friend, oh my god, this guy I have met, he is a good conversationalist, they are handsome, they are kind. Automatically your friends will tell you, hey, let us look for him. Oh my god, that I can picture you guys, you look so nice. I think that also puts pressure for you to consider this person in a relationship sense, even though you weren't supposed to. Maybe they were just supposed to be a friend. They're just those people you just click with naturally, but it doesn't go further than that. So I think also that a connection with someone does not necessarily mean
a relationship. So take your time and there's beauty in becoming friends first. Then you get to a relationship with this person. So I don't know whether there's
have fun when you're single. If you have people who can take you out, go for that date. Don't start asking, hey, so what are we? Taboo define. Sometimes I just enjoy life, enjoy hanging out with people, having them over for game nights. And I hope that even through this and the many that you have learned in your life, you will see relationships as something which is beautiful. You might have had bad experiences with it, but it is something still very beautiful that God has made to help us get into a married setting. It is also not a must for you to date or get married if you don't want to.
You might be called to singlehood for life. Utafanya nini na hiyo ndio will ya God. So you have to be at a place of complete surrender to Christ, where with or without this husband, it is okay. It is not a death sentence.
And the beauty of Christian relationships, I believe, is that God is the one who is working with both of you the whole way. So whether it ends up in marriage or it ends up in a breakup, you're sure whatever experience you have had is not in vain, and it's not God just punishing you or just quote unquote growing your character so that you can be ready for marriage. I don't think it is that. God is not that malicious or schemy. So I hope that every experience that you have in a relationship, you will choose to take the goods and learn what maybe you learned in that relationship. If you're married, well and good,
congratulations. So I'd like to leave you with a verse. Psalms 27 verse 1. It says, the Lord is my light and salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the stronghold of my life. Whom shall I be afraid? So let him be your stronghold, let him be your light, let him be your salvation. So we can't wait to see you next time. And we really want to hear any suggestions you have
of topics
because we might come up with a topic that you're thinking, has become too much. But we also desire to hear from you.
Yeah, and you can also tell us maybe some of the things that you have learned, ama you wish someone told you about relationships or about life, because we also know life is hard by itself. So if there's something that you've learned and you want maybe to encourage someone, you can do so in the comment section.
Man,
yeah, so subscribe.
One more thing. So you see this?
Oh
and
yeah.
I'm selling them. This is a choker. It's very cute, and she's also wearing one. And they're very affordable.
Yeah.
All
so
right.
Lift her up, and they're really beautiful.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
God bless you.